Well, that's why. So why'd you say you want to see what you're gonna do? That's what you're gonna do is stop them from messing with your license. Do you have a court date coming up?
Yeah, that's what I said. I filed a motion. I filed a motion for what did I tell you was an unconscionable contract.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then I was going to attack the contract by itself, not the order, the contract.
Mm-hmm. When is that hearing?
2 months, exactly 2 months. I just filed it.
Oh, for real?
July 5th.
You got a court date July 5th?
July 5th.
Oh, wow. Have you made any payments?
Yeah, they're taking it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not behind or anything.
No, I got you.
Yeah, they're taking it.
No, I'm gonna tell you why I asked. Like I said, I like to let people know when I ask a question. Normally, when they put normally when they put a court date on a holiday, those are the individuals that get locked up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, those are the individuals that get locked up. Yeah, they normally, you're not going to court on July 5th. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it ain't happening. I don't know why they gave you July 5th. The judge is going to be on vacation. You're getting a runarounds. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to court on July 5th.
Yeah, I feel you. I said the same thing.
Yeah, you're going to go. What happened is they're gonna hit you off with an adjournment, and then they're gonna not notify you, and then you're gonna ask what happened, and then you're gonna get a letter in the mail saying that you missed the court date to argue your case.
Right.
You'll never see that court date. I'm telling you, you'll never see it.
Right, because I was getting a runaround. I filed the motion like 2 weeks ago. But the way they have it set up here, they have their own separate child support, like, department you have to go to for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, this is family court. This ain't not. Oh, that's Title 4D.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go to the Title 4D window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they changed it a lot since I was in the system. It's changed up a lot. I can't believe
it's definitely changed. I was in the system before, maybe 20-something years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a kid that wasn't even mine. And I got out of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in the system for like 5 years. And I'm telling you, it ain't nothing. It wasn't nothing the way they do shit now. It wasn't. Like, they didn't give a fuck about arrears. They were just like, they didn't give a fuck if you paid $100 a month. These fucking people now, these people are going for blood. That's what I'm trying to tell somebody. I was in the system in 98. And it was nothing the way it is now. At least it was in California.
Mm-hmm.
They go after arrears on every fucking case.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Automatically.
Right.
Automatically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, these people are criminals.
Yeah.
And they lie.
Well, you said it earlier, which is the definite narrative. They're selling intimidation.
Yeah, I don't fall for intimidation. Listen. I was in court with a fucking judge 3-4 months ago suing on some other bullshit, and the judge tried to intimidate me because I kept objecting, and he was like, "You object one more time, I'm gonna order you for 30 days in jail." I was like, as soon as that motherfucker said something, I was like, object. He brought that motherfucking bailiff over. I got up to this face. I said, "You better back up. As you're attending the church fast, you better back up." He backed the fuck up, and I sat back down. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's all bullshit. I'm just trying to tell everybody, court is bullshit. They're selling intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because I was going off and I told that fucking bailiff off, and this is the crazy part. They purposely did this shit. It was, and I tell you, I don't know if you're into all like straw man and discharging debts and all this shit. You know what I'm talking about?
I studied that when I was in school for law, so it's to me it's a clash of narratives.
Do you think it's true though?
Yeah, but like I said, it's just a clash of narratives. So
Right.
you have to for the biggest thing of all, it's kind of like when you have a narrative about life, you're going to there's going to be always another narrative at play. So you could work, or you could work under the table. You can say, I don't want to use law or commercial law. And everyone has a pros and cons. And I met a dude that had $3,400 in arrears and started working under the table. And then he said, when it got up to $3,400 rather, I started to play this thing out ahead. And I seen that because I know I'm 54 years old. I know a lot of guys today that ducked the system, and now they broke. They ducked the system. Now they ain't ever gonna have Social Security. They ducked the system. Now they're like, man, I should have never did that.
Right.
My dad did it. My dad was 60. Huh?
I'm talking about discharging a debt, period.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, you asked me about straw man. So I know individuals that claim it from head to toe, not just individual things. So I got what you're saying. So go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of went down that rabbit hole. And like the guy who showed me this, he was like, yeah, I went down that rabbit hole. It's all a bunch of bullshit. He said, yeah, there is such thing as like the straw man, but these people aren't prosecuting your straw man. It's definitely you. He was telling me, he's like, I did all that shit and I lost my ass off. But I'm gonna say this: when I sued my mortgage company, so can't nobody tell me that discharging your debt is not real at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought a guy's process and he had me do the whole straw man bullshit or whatever. But when I went into court, this is how I know this shit is real. They were prepared for me to beat them. They scheduled my court date on a day they never have court, and they didn't make it a public hearing. It was a private hearing. When I came in, they shut the door behind me and locked it. Never even advertised the shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I lost that case because I didn't know how to litigate at the time. As far as that portion, I lost that case because I lost control of the judge, because the attorney, as soon as I filed my motion of opposition, he filed the what's that called?
I don't know.
He got the hearing, so he controlled the court. He moved the court. You know what I'm saying? So he had the judge already on his side.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. My whole process, if I would have knew how to litigate, I'm not saying I do know how to, but I knew what I could have done to fix that at that time.
You don't look now, because you're making my case yet again. So you was taught how to do that. Somebody told you about that, but they didn't teach you how to litigate it.
He didn't teach that. He didn't teach to litigate at all.
But why not? Why teach you that you can discharge your debt, but not teach you how to litigate it?
Exactly, and that's my problem with him, because I'm like, you're not even doing your due diligence. His thing is, I'm not an attorney. I can go to jail. I'm not teaching no litigation. He'll teach you all the steps up to litigation, and boom, he's gone. He's not gone.
Litigation is not the crime. Litigation is to teach you how to prepare yourself for it. If anything, teaching you how to discharge the debt is the more of the hard-hitting fact. To teach you how to litigate it, that is an asinine statement. I hope you don't still know that dude or pay him for nothing else.
I ain't paying them for shit else, because I paid that motherfucker $5,000, and I lost that shit.
As did every person I know that did the straw man stuff. They lost their money. They were scammed.
Well, it wasn't really a straw man. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying But when I went into court, it was like you didn't swear, like you don't swear in, and like whatever, you know.
Bruh, listen, I went into a court and I said to a judge, there isn't a person in here that knows that there isn't a person in this building that knows more about law than me. I said that.
So you went to law school, or you were like a paralegal school?
Yeah, I went to law school.
And you didn't take the bar, or what?
I didn't want to take the bar. The military was paying for my schooling, and then I didn't qualify for schooling no more. But I went when I was going through all this nonsense, and just like when I went to school for HVAC, ironically, the first week that I went to school for HVAC, they gave us our toolbox. That same weekend, my water heater went. And guess what? I changed my water heater with everything that I had in my toolbox. Same thing when I went to school for law. When I went to school, all the professors were prior attorneys. So they didn't know what I was going through. I was just sitting there asking them questions like, but what if a judge do that? Oh, who told you that? Nah, I think a judge can do that if they want to. So I was just asking questions, and I was taking mental notes. This is why everything that I do, I've actually done. And when anybody tell me that somebody told them, showed them, did anything, I have to question that, because once again, it's pros and cons to everything. When I teach the pros, I teach the cons.
Right.
You're not supposed to just teach somebody and leave them hanging. You're not supposed to teach somebody, oh, this is that, and leave them hanging.
But have you helped anybody get off child support?
Yeah. You know how?
Yeah.
They got custody of their kid. Because when somebody come to me and ask to get off child support, guess what? They're already in too deep. The average person that says, hey, I want to get off child support, it's like I said in my video that I did yesterday, that you cannot think that something, if you want something that is years backed up, it's going to take at least 2 years minimum to do it. You got to work on it. Everybody wants one thing. Everybody wants one court hearing to solve everything. It's not how it works. You'll do it quicker without an attorney than you will with an attorney, because attorneys add a lot of fluff.
Yeah, but attorneys ain't trying to get you off either, though.
Well, if you're working with an advocacy group and they're pulling the strings, they're helping you puppeteer your damn attorney. So, but you're absolutely right about that. They're not helping you. So everybody wanna. I know a lot of people want to talk law and want to talk this and that for one thing. I just want to focus on this and don't know the entire process around it.
Right.
Because Because a person to say, I had a person reach out, had $500,000 in arrears, and said, that's what made me do the video. You cannot have $500,000 in arrears and think you're going to fight that in 1 year. So, an individual, because they're only looking at one narrative. I got $500,000 in arrears. I want them arrears gone. Can you help me? Well, it's going to take this, and that. No. I don't want to hear all that. Could you help me? That person don't realize that helping them is about 40 steps. It's not one step. But they so stupid, they're just thinking that, unfortunately, like the average, everything has steps. And individuals is only focusing on the end game. And that's not how it works.
Right. So that's something like, the guy, he's kind of telling me, like, when you go there, just argue. He's an argue on constable contract, because the attorneys, they'll have to argue that. And, he's like, I'm not going to guarantee that they'll get you off, but if it doesn't work, just file an appeal. But you can't file an appeal I'm not going for a magistrate anyway, but you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't file an appeal on a magistrate decision. Can you?
Well, the judge makes it's not a magistrate decision no more. It's a judge's decision. You can only question the judge about the facts of what he or she signed off on. That's what you can do. Like if a judge say, due to our findings, X, Y, Z, you can say, okay, Your Honor, I need you to show me that. Because that's not what it is.
Right.
That's why I tell individuals, you don't deal with a hearing officer.
Right, and the hearing officer is a magistrate, right? Anybody else
Right.
on there that's not an actual judge. But the thing about it is, what I hear people say is they only deal with a judge, but then they say there hasn't been any judges since like 19-something. What's it called?
See,
They're not judicial.
yeah. Once again, that's people that don't do this as a profession. I helped over 200,000 people in my career. So when people start talking that, I just listen to them. That's not what I'm talking about. Once again, let me reiterate something. Whatever game you want to play, I'm gonna learn it and beat you at that game.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, that's what the guy was telling me. He was kind of like, man, he was like, if you want to figure out how to beat these motherfuckers, he was like, just do the same thing they did to you in reverse. Like, okay. In which I kind of, like I said, I've been learning a lot, and I'm like, not like just when I was in litigation with this for this damn the discharge of this mortgage, and that shit didn't go through or whatever. I saw the way how the attorney did everything, and that's why I saw my mistakes. I saw what he did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn.
Can you hear me?
So it's like,
Can you hear me?
I had everything to beat that. I could have beat that case.
This hands down is the worst one-on-one I've ever did. Worst. This is Street Slick Majik. He just trying to beat the system, coming at me with all these narratives. Worst one I ever did. Worst. So worst, I'm putting this on Unplugged. I can't even put this on Dash Trader for child support.